Chapter 15, Territory of Judah. Now the lot for the tribe of the sons of Judah, according to their families, reached the border of Edom, southward to the wilderness of Zin at the extreme south. Their south border was from the lower end of the Salt Sea, from the bay that turns to the south. Then it proceeded southward to the ascent of Akrabim, and continued to Zin, then went up by the south of Kadesh Barnea, and continued to Hezron, and went up to Adar, and turned about to Karka. It continued to Asman, and proceeded to the brook of Egypt, and the border ended at the sea. This shall be your south border. The east border was the Salt Sea, as far as the mouth of Jordan, and the border of the north side was from the bay of the sea at the mouth of the Jordan. Then the border went up to Beth Hoglah, and continued on the north of Beth Arabah, and the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. The border went up to Debir from the valley of Achor, and turned northward toward Gilgal, which is opposite the ascent of Adumim, which is on the south of the valley. And the border continued to the waters of En-Shemesh, and it ended at En-Rogel. Then the border went up the valley of Ben-Hinnom to the slope of the Jebusite on the south, that is Jerusalem. And the border went up to the top of the mountain, which is before the valley of Hinnom to the west, which is at the end of the valley of Rephaim toward the north. From the top of the mountain the border curved to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah, and proceeded to the cities of Mount Ephraim. Then the border curved to Baalah, that is Kiriath Jearim. The border turned about from Baalah westward to Mount Seir, and continued to the slope of Mount Jearim on the north, that is Chesalon, and went down to Beth Shemesh, and continued through Timnah. The border proceeded to the side of Ekron northward. Then the border curved to Shikkeron, and continued to Mount Baalah, and proceeded to Jabneel, and the border ended at the sea. The west border was at the great sea, even its coastline. This is the border around the sons of Judah, according to their families. Now he gave to Caleb the son of Jephunneh a portion among the sons of Judah, according to the command of the Lord to Joshua, namely Kiriath Arba, Abba being the father of Anak, that is Hebron. Caleb drove out from there the 3 sons of Anak, Sheshai and Ahiman and Talmai, the children of Anak. Then he went up from there against the inhabitants of Debir. Now the name of Debir formerly was Kiriath Sepher. And Caleb said, the one who attacks Kiriath Sepher and captures it, I will give him Ashka, my daughter, as a wife. Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, captured it. So he gave him Ashka, his daughter, as a wife. It came about that when she came to him, she persuaded him to ask her father for a field. So she alighted from the donkey, and Caleb said to her, what do you want? Then she said, give me a blessing, since you have given me the land of the Negev. Give me also springs of water. So he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Judah, according to their families. Now the cities at the extremity of the tribe of the sons of Judah toward the border of Edom in the south were Kabzeel and Ildah and Jagur, and Kena and Damona and Adadah, and Kadesh and Hazor and Ethnan, Zip and Telem and Bealoth, and Hazor Hadath and Kiriath Hezron, that is Hazor, Amam and Shema and Molad, and Hazagada, and Heshmon and Beth Pelet, and Hazar Shual, and Beersheba, and Biziothayah, Bala and Eam, and Ezem, and Eltalad, and Chezel, and Homer, and Ziklag, and Matmana, and Sansana, and Lebaoth, and Shillim, and Ain, and Rimmon, in all 29 cities with their villages. In the lowland, Eshtaol, and Zorah, and Ashna, and Zanoah, and Engam, and Tapua, and Enam, Jarmuth, and Adullam, Socho, and Azekah, and Sharam, and Adithaim, and Gedorah, and Gedorathim, 14 cities with their villages. Zenan, and Hadashah, and Migdal-Gad, and Delian, and Mizpah, and Joktil, Lachish, and Bozkath, and Eglon, and Kabon, and Lamas, and Shitlish, and Gederoth, Beth-Dagon, and Nama, and Makkedah, 16 cities with their villages. Libnah, and Ether, and Ashan, and Iftah, and Ashna, and Nezib, and Keilah, and Ashzib, and Marishah, 9 cities with their villages. Ekron with its towns and villages, from Ekron even to the sea, all that were by the side of Ashdod with their villages. Ashdod, its towns and its villages, Gaza, its towns and its villages, as far as the brook of Egypt and the great sea, even its coastline. In the hill country, Shamir and Jatir and Sokoh, and Dana and Kiriath Sana, that is Debir, and Anab and Eshtemoa and Anim, and Goshen and Holon and Gilo, 11 cities with their villages. Arab and Duba and Eshan, and Janum and Beth Tapua, and Aphekah, and Humta, and Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, and Zior, 9 cities with their villages. Maon, Carmel, and Ziph and Jatta, and Jezreel, and Jokdeam, and Zanoah, Kai, and Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with their villages. Halul, Bethzur, and Gedor, and Marath, and Beth Anoth, and Eltekon, 6 cities with their villages. Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, and Rabbah, 2 cities with their villages. In the wilderness, Beth Arabah, Middin, and Sekaka, and Nibshan, and the city of Salt, and Engedi, 6 cities with their villages. Now as for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the sons of Judah could not drive them out. So the Jebusites lived with the sons of Judah at Jerusalem until this day. Chapter 16, Territory of Ephraim. Then the lot for the sons of Joseph went from the Jordan at Jericho to the waters of Jericho in the east into the wilderness, going up from Jericho through the hill country to Bethel. It went from Bethel to Luz and continued to the border of the Archites at Ataroth. It went down westward to the territory of the Japhletites, as far as the territory of Lower Beth Horon, even to Gaza, and it ended at the sea. The sons of Joseph, Manasseh and Ephraim, received their inheritance. Now this was the territory of the sons of Ephraim according to their families. The border of their inheritance eastward was Ataroth Addar as far as Upper Beth Horon. Then the border went westward at Mikmethath on the north, and the border turned about eastward to Taanath Shiloh and continued beyond it to the east of Janoah. It went down from Janoah to Aratoth and to Nara, then reached Jericho and came out of the Jordan. From Tappuah the border continued westward to the brook of Kana, and it ended at the sea. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Ephraim according to their families, together with the cities which were set apart for the sons of Ephraim in the midst of the inheritance of the sons of Manasseh, all the cities with their villages. But they did not drive out the Canaanites who lived in Gaza. So the Canaanites lived in the midst of Ephraim to this day, and they became forced labourers. Chapter 17, Territory of Manasseh. Now this was the lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he was the firstborn to Joseph. To Machir, the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, were allotted Gilead and Bashan, because he was a man of war. So the lot was made for the rest of the sons of Manasseh according to their families, for the sons of Abiezer, and for the sons of Helek, and for the sons of Azriel, and for the sons of Shechem, and for the sons of Hether, and for the sons of Shemidah. These were the male descendants of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, according to their families. However, Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons, only daughters. And these are the names of his daughters, Mahlah and Noah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. They came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Joshua the son of Nun, and before the leaders, saying, The Lord commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brothers. So according to the command of the Lord, he gave them an inheritance among their father's brothers. Thus there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, besides the land of Gilead and Bashan, which is beyond the Jordan, because the daughters of Manasseh received an inheritance among his sons, and the land of Gilead belonged to the rest of the sons of Manasseh. The border of Manasseh ran from Asher to Michmahath, which was east of Shechem. Then the border went southward to the inhabitants of En-Tappuah. The land of Tappuah belonged to Manasseh, but Tappuah on the border of Manasseh belonged to the sons of Ephraim. The border went down to the brook of Kana. Southward of the brook, these cities belonged to Ephraim among the cities of Manasseh. And the border of Manasseh was on the north sea of the brook, and it ended at the sea. The south belonged to Ephraim, and the north side to Manasseh, and the sea was their border. And they reached to Asher on the north, and to Issachar in the east. In Issachar and in Asher, Manasseh had Beth-shean and its towns, and Ibleam and its towns, and the inhabitants of Dor and its towns, and the inhabitants of Endor and its towns, and the inhabitants of Taanach and its towns, and the inhabitants of Megiddo and its towns. The third is Naphtali. But the sons of Manasseh could not take possession of these cities, because the Canaanites persisted in living in that land. It came about when the sons of Israel became strong. They put the Canaanites to forced labor, but they did not drive them out completely. Then the sons of Joseph spoke to Joshua, saying, Why have you given me only one lot and one portion for an inheritance, since I am a numerous people whom the Lord has thus far blessed? Joshua said to them, If you are a numerous people, go up to the forest and clear a place for yourself there in the land of the Perizzites and of the Rephaim, since the hill country of Ephraim is too narrow for you. The sons of Joseph said, The hill country is not enough for us, and all the Canaanites who live in the valley land have chariots of iron, both those who are in Beth-shean and its towns, and those who are in the valley of Jezreel. Joshua spoke to the house of Joseph, to Ephraim and Manasseh, saying, You are a numerous people and have great power. You shall not have one lot only, but the hill country shall be yours. For though it is a forest, you shall clear it, and to its farthest borders it shall be yours, for you shall drive out the Canaanites, even though they have chariots of iron, and though they are strong. Chapter 18. Rest of the land divided. Then the whole congregation of the sons of Israel assembled themselves at Shiloh, and set up the tent of meeting there, and the land was subdued before them. There remained among the sons of Israel 7 tribes who had not divided their inheritance. So Joshua said to the sons of Israel, How long will you put off entering to take possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you? Provide for yourselves 3 men from each tribe, that I may send them, and that they may arise and walk through the land, and write a description of it according to their inheritance. Then they shall return to me. They shall divide it into 7 portions. Judah shall stay in its territory on the south, and the house of Joseph shall stay in their territory on the north. You shall describe the land in 7 divisions, and bring the description here to me. I will cast lots for you before the Lord our God. For the Levites have no portion among you, because the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. Gad and Reuben and the half-tribe of Manasseh also have received their inheritance eastward beyond the Jordan, which Moses the servant of the Lord gave them. Then the men arose and went, and Joshua commanded those who went to describe the land, saying, Go and walk through the land and describe it, and return to me. Then I will cast lots for you here before the Lord in Shiloh. So the men went and passed through the land, and described it by cities in 7 divisions in a book. And they came to Joshua to the camp at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord. And there Joshua divided the land to the sons of Israel according to their divisions. Now the lot of the tribe of the sons of Benjamin came up according to their families. And the territory of their lot lay between the sons of Judah and the sons of Joseph. Their border on the north side was from the Jordan. Then the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north, and went up through the hill country westward, and it ended at the wilderness of Beth-aven. From there the border continued to Luz, to the side of Luz, that is Bethel, southward. And the border went down to Ataroah, near the hill which lies on the south of Lower Beth-horon. The border extended from there and turned round on the west side southward, from the hill which lies before Beth-horon southward, and it ended at Kiriath-baal, that is Kiriath-jearim, a city of the sons of Judah. This was the west side. Then the south side was from the edge of Kiriath-jearim, and the border went westward, and went to the fountain of the waters of Nephtoah. The border went down to the edge of the hill which is in the valley of Ben-hinnom, which is in the valley of Rephaim northward. And it went down to the valley of Hinnom, to the slope of the Jebusites southward, and went out to En-rogel. It extended northward, and went to En-shemesh, and went to Geliloth, which is opposite the ascent of Adumim, and it went down to the stone of Bohan the son of Reuben. It continued to the side in front of the Arabah northward, and went down to the Arabah. The border continued to the side of Beth-hoglah northward, and the border ended at the north bay of the Salt Sea, at the south end of the Jordan. This was the south border. Moreover, the Jordan was its border on the east side. This was the inheritance of the sons of Benjamin, according to their families, and according to its borders all around. Now the cities of the tribe of the sons of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Beth-hoglah, and Emek-keziz, and Beth-arabah, and Zemaraim, and Bethel, and Avim, and Parah, and Oprah, and Cheph-taramoni, and Ophni, and Geba, 12 cities with their villages, Gibeon, and Ramah, and Beeroth, and Mishpeh, and Chepherath, and Moza, and Rechem, and Ophel, and Taralah, and Zelah, Hileph, and the Jebusite, that is Jerusalem. Gibeah, Kiriath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the sons of Benjamin, according to their families.